over with Facebook today? Put a big yes in the box if you're ready. Awesome. Getting a ton of yeses. Fantastic. Excellent. Well, if you're ready to go today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sharing, Eva's going to share what she has to share. I'm going to be going through some stuff as well, and also go into social control and where it fits into this whole thing. And at the end, we're going to take questions. So if you have any questions, hold on to them, unless Eva asks you or if it's related to the content. Otherwise, we will do a questions and answers at the very end of this webinar. So with that said, Eva, are you here?
Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be here once again on another one of Sam's exciting webinars. Just to get a little bit of a show of who's already been on a webinar with me, would you be able to say yes in the chat box if you've already heard me talking about client getting, or you've been to a workshop or a webinar I've run, and no if you haven't. Okay, getting some yeses and nos. No, Donna, great to see you. David, Pete, welcome. And Ian, yes, you've been on one of these before. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I'm really excited to be talking to some of you. I'm going to be sharing some similar content to what I've done in the past, but also some content that is hopefully very, very new for the people that have already been on some of my webinars. So having said that, let's get started through the next sets of slides. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of why Sam's brought me on, apart from the fact that I'm his girlfriend, I also had a life before I met Sam as well, and hopefully I'm continuing on with that very, very well right now. So basically just a little bit of a story about me and why I'm here, and I guess why I'm appearing on this webinar, and I'm not sort of lying about the information I'm bringing. Basically, I was originally born in Russia. My parents and I moved over to New Zealand when I was very young. That's me, age 6, so that's about the time when I had moved over to New Zealand. I had published my book called You Shut Up, and that was about parenting teenagers. I went on to get that published and became a best-selling author in Australia and New Zealand, and I got a bit of a bug for marketing. So I managed to get my book all the way to the top of the bestsellers list, and I wanted to do more of it. So in 2010, when I was turning 20, all of my friends were making fun of me because they said, look, you can't be a teenager talking to parents anymore. And so I thought about it, and I decided that I wanted to start up something that was going to be bridging the gap between generations in a different way. And a very big topic was social media at the time. So I thought, well, if I have a team of young people together, we will be able to help businesses run their own social media a lot better. And so since then, I have started up socially media. We have a presence in most countries around the world. We do work with many, many clients. We run workshops and masterminds. This photo here was taken actually a couple of months ago. Gigatown is a competition that's happening right now, a social media competition here in New Zealand. We are supporting Gigatown Pairua, as one of the city councils had asked us to do, and we managed to get them up by 2 spots in the last couple of months, which is pretty exciting considering every single city in New Zealand is in the competition. This is Sam and I at a Richard Branson event. The person on the left is our friend Catherine, not Richard Branson. I know that it's easily mistaken because she's got blonde hair as well. But yeah, so Sam and I get to travel a lot around the world. We do some speaking together and we run some projects together, which is really exciting. This photo here was taken a couple of months ago as well. I have been invited to basically speak and be part of the very first entrepreneurship paper here in New Zealand at a tertiary institution, which is very, very exciting. And I write a lot for the media. I get published online a lot. And just as a very recent case study, Tori & Co Jewelers, they were a business that we were mentoring. And some of you may have heard about the royal visit that came to New Zealand, and the jewelers whose earrings Kate Middleton was wearing. So Tori & Co Jewelers were those jewelers. and we were there with them throughout that journey on social media while they were becoming very, very famous, which was very exciting. So, for the people that haven't heard me speak before on these webinars, this is the reason why I'm here today. So, I've gone from publishing my book at age 16, 17 to becoming a bestseller, to speaking on stages around the world, to running social media. And I've gone through this journey and I've learned a lot. But what I'm really going to be sharing with you today is not necessarily just the lessons that I've learned. I'm going to be sharing with you what a lot of our contractors and the team at Socially Media have learned to pass on the knowledge to you. So, as you can imagine, I with Socially Media, I run over 16 people who run social media profiles for different businesses, and well, I can't do the work for 16 people. So all the information that you're going to be hearing today, it's not just stuff that I've come up with, in my head. It's stuff that our contractors use every single day, and it's stuff that's the most successful. So, sort of moving on from there, basically, as I mentioned before, I was doing a lot of speaking about my book, and what had happened was every single presentation I ended up doing in the last couple of years, before I started Socially Media, people were coming up to me and they were saying, well, you must know a lot about young people, so tell me, what, what can you do with social media, because you're obviously trying to represent the young generation, and social media is this really, really new thing. What can we do on it? So that's the reason why I thought, well, social media is quite a good topic to be talking about right now. Everyone seems to want it. At the time, I was, I loved social media. I was getting into it a lot, and I thought, well, why not help businesses? Why not take my knowledge that I know about marketing, about, doing things that I've done with my books, and put it into social media and help other businesses with it? So I started out with just a couple of people with me doing social media for a number of clients here in New Zealand as case studies and as trials. And since then it's grown. So we've grown our team, we've grown our contracts, and it's been quite an exciting road. But one of the things that I'm here to talk to you about today is the strategies that we've used. And one of the best strategies that we have used in terms of client getting, as we have gone through this journey, is doing it through email. And the reason for it is, well, at least the reason why I love email, using email to communicate and to gain clients, firstly is because I can do it from anywhere in the world. I can travel as much as I want, and I can still be doing the work and gaining clients right from my computer. I don't have to cold call. I don't have to call people. Sometimes I talk to clients on the phone, obviously. It comes with the job, but it's not something that I rely on in order to get clients. And I don't need to go to trade shows, and I don't need to necessarily, get out of bed, although I tend to most days. Well, every single day, actually, but, you get what I mean. Anyway, so, and after we would get clients signed up and on board, then we would offer them something really, really cool. And one of our niche services has always been social media updating. And I'll talk a little bit about that later on, because today what I'm going to show you is something a little bit different and a little bit customized perhaps to you guys. But firstly, before we get onto that, there's two things around what Sam, actually promised that I was going to talk to you about, is about getting sales and keeping people in recurring services. And the people that have been on these webinars before know that there is a little bit of a strategy that I follow when I talk about how to get the first sale, and then the hook that keeps them in recurring services. So just to get a show of hands, not a show of hands, a little indicator. If in the message chat box, type in yes if you have at least 5 clients with you for social media services or any other online services, and type in no if you don't have at least 5 clients yet. Okay, we're getting some no's through. Awesome. Very cool. Yes, some people are saying yes. Steve, awesome. Fantastic. Cool. So a few yeses and quite a few nos. Very exciting. So basically, what I'm going to go through in the next few steps is how to actually get those sales. And for the people that already have at least 5 clients, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can. Well, obviously, if you have the clients, you've probably already kept them in, but how to get even more out of that. So, all right, if we move on, getting the first sale, sometimes people say that it's one of the hardest things that you can do. To me, I look at it logically, and it's just like anything else in life, it's a bit of a numbers game. So what you really need to do is search for the people. So I know that Sam in the past has talked about different softwares that can help you search, but the very, very basic way of actually finding the businesses that you can talk to and sell to is firstly contacting the people you already know in business, going into Google and searching for specific industries or specific cities of businesses and things like that. And lastly, the way that you can also find people is searching on Facebook. And you can search for, again, by industry, by city, see what pages are active, see what pages aren't so active, and contact them. One of the things I've always said as well, and the people that have been on the webinars know about this, I suggest using an Excel spreadsheet to actually keep track of every single person that you contact so that you know exactly who you've contacted, who's got back to you, and you will be able to track your conversions. Another thing I'll talk about in just a second. So basically, the more leads you get, the more sales you can make. Because, like I mentioned before, it's all in the numbers game, and I'm going to show it to you with some dollar amounts in a few minutes. But basically, let's say you contact 10 people and only one of those people buy. Your conversion is 10%. So that's what you want to be trying to aim for so that you know exactly how much money you could make and be able to plan out how many people you are going to contact as a result. So, here are some other ideas of how you might be able to get some more leads apart from going on Facebook or Google and searching for people around industry or city. You can sign up to events and speak at some events. There's a lot of networking events that happen for businesses around most cities. So, it's very hard to sort of not find one, and make sure that you go along to it. Make sure that you obviously introduce yourself, and where you can, do get up and speak if you get an opportunity to promote what you're doing. Another thing that I don't do very regularly anymore, not because it doesn't work, but I guess because I'm a lot more busier, is writing articles for the media, which is quite exciting to do. Apart from the fact that you get published, people will also be able to contact you about business opportunities, which is very exciting. You can also run webinars, so a webinar like this, for example, where you talk to people about a certain strategy, and maybe upskill people about something, teach them about something. There's a number of other different ways, like Twitter, and making sure that you've got your email signature that has some sort of link back to where people can sign up to a newsletter, or where people can buy your product and things like that. And obviously, lastly, to keep the leads coming in, you can also set up something like this. So this is a very smart, sorry, not smart. Okay, what I meant to say was the totally opposite of smart, because I'm realistically, let's face it, with HTML, I'm not even that savvy. So just a really, really simple form that asks people for their name and email, and we capture them in this so that we can then email them over and over again and upsell them into products, even if they haven't bought anything from us yet, which is quite exciting. So that's definitely a strategy that you can use for almost anything, but I think that it's going to be most useful for what I'm about to talk to you about. So after you've found these people on Google, on Facebook, you've asked around. Basically, what you're trying to give to them is offer them the opportunity of a one-off report about their Facebook page. Now, people love statistics about themselves because, in a way, they like to know if someone has got it right. Sometimes people like to prove other people wrong, and that's just human nature in some respects. But the best way to approach a client and then turn them into a lead that you're going to be able to upsell over and over again to is to offer them something that they can invest a small amount of money for from the get-go. And the people that have been on my webinars know that this is a very serious strategy that I follow every single time, because no matter what it is, I always suggest that upon your first contact with someone, with a potential lead, you sell them something that is going to be of value to them, because the first time that they pay for something means that they've become a much warmer lead, and then they become a lot easier to upsell to other services, because through a trial or through a one-off report that I'm suggesting here, you're able to show what you're actually capable of, and it makes people more I guess more able to pay in the future. So all that you need for this report that I am proposing that you can do, something that you can start today, tomorrow, and next week. Hopefully not next week, because you started today, because there's going to be a lot of other people hopefully doing this. All you need is knowledge of Word and the ability to build a one-page report. The software that Sam's about to show you, which I have to say is quite impressive, and then you just need to send your lead the document and then upsell them into more services. I will talk about the next services in a second, but this is the reason why a $49 trial is so powerful. Basically, it's a lot more cost effective than newspaper advertising, and a lot of people will understand this, because newspaper advertising, at the very minimum, you're paying maybe a few $100s just to get listed for one day. Everyone knows that it's not necessarily so efficient. You can also get listed in things like Yellow Pages. You can be on the radio. All of these things are they're very, very expensive, and a $49 trial for a lot of businesses is very cost efficient. They'll see the value in it, and because you're offering something about their Facebook page that they will be able to use in order to improve what they're doing, in order to improve their business, will be really, really useful for them. So that's why they're very likely to pay this, because they see it as a bargain, and they are pretty much hoping that you'll be able to tell them something very new about their Facebook page. Now, what I'm going to do is, before I talk about how to actually upsell the next set of services and a little bit more about conversions and the dollar figures, what I'm going to do is get Sam to show you the software that I'm talking about, because the reason for it is you need to understand what exactly it is and why I'm sort of talking about it, in terms of why you need to use this to create a report, so that you can see exactly what sort of sophisticated statistics you'll be able to show to clients about their business. So I'm just going to hand over to Sam for a second, or hopefully not a second, maybe a couple of minutes, while I get my voice back, and then I'll come back on and give you a little bit more sort of insight and tips about upselling and the next services. All right, Sam.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for that, Eva. Cool. It feels kind of weird. Just kind of taking it after you and saying thanks for that, Eva. All right. Awesome. Who's getting some value out of this so far? Put a big yes in the box if you are. And Diana, yes, this is live. Fantastic. Awesome. A lot of positive yeses coming in. Well, Eva's going to jump on and do some more stuff soon, but what I wanted to show you really quickly is this software. And the reason that we're showing you this is that it's a very impressive piece of software that really is making this whole process very easy when it comes to gathering data for a report. And there's other ways you can use this as well. If you're an affiliate marketer, if you're a CPA marketer, this lends itself very well to being able to research your market and get a clear idea as to how you can actually approach the market, and whether you've got a good chance of success, whether it's a money market or whether it's not. Now, first of all, we're going to do a search today for for a business. All right, we're going to do a search for some shoes, a shoe place today. Is that the one we want to do? Do you want to do a shoe search?
Yes.
All right, we'll do a shoe search today. Awesome. All right, so we're going to do shoe client or something like that. If we were researching a business, or if we were researching a business we were looking at, yeah, they can. Ava's just making sure. Can everyone see this okay? Everyone can see this okay? And yes, this is if you're looking for an offline marketing shoe client that you could offer a report to. And this is the case with any sort of business. You might have searched using social lead system, or you might have done a search on Facebook. And what we're going to find is we're going to find a place where we could, potentially find have a shoe client. All right. So we go to pages. There's groups, there's pages, and there's people. And the people part of it gives you basically gives you the ability to better connect with people over Facebook. The pages part gives us data on pages. So let's find a shoe place today. Now this is a place in Wellington. It's Mischief Shoes. It's actually down. It's where I got my shoes from, surprisingly enough. So let's do a quick search for this business. We're going to search my pages. I believe I'm a fan of it. Nope, I'm not a fan of it. All right, we'll go to search Facebook then. So if you aren't a fan of it, then you can search through Facebook. Now we're going to grab some data on this business. Now this is the type of data that we can use in a report to them that's going to be extremely valuable to that business to identify where holes are, or how they can improve their marketing, or where we can actually help them improve their marketing through updating or any sort of services we offer, such as that. It's pretty quick. We can very easily see, early on how many text posts there are, how many image posts, how many video posts. We can also see how much total posts, how many likes there are, how many total replies. And this is impressive data that, businesses themselves won't have seen. Their best post day is Sunday. Their best post hour on is actually 12 a.m. Their best like day or like hour is 3 p.m. They're getting a really good response there. And reply hour is 3. This is where it's also relevant. We've got top content. All right. So the top content tab is particularly useful because imagine if you were able to find and look at competitors in the marketplace. You can actually see what competitors are posting that's working well for them, and then duplicate that if you're working with a newer business or a niche that you don't have too much experience with. Now, Eva, did you want to say something? Or okay. All right, cool. So this is some of the more popular content that's been posted recently, and you can look into the post itself by clicking on here, and you can actually see the post. You can see how many people actually shared this. Obviously, there's a high percentage here, and you can look through all of these different posts and actually bookmark, if we want to, the ones that you think are quite relevant, and you can include this as part of your report to give reasons as to why people should be, or business should be, updating on a regular basis, and what types of posts you would recommend they do as well. Now, there's a few other parts here. There's responders, all right? Which people were most engaging on the page. Now, this is good in two different ways. The first way is it's good if you're, dealing with a client that is a B2C, all right, business to customer client, but also if it's a business to business client and you're looking to connect with people in the industry, it can be a really great way of finding people that are active in your industry to reach out to them to promote what you're promoting, or to reach out to them with the ability to, offer them something else. So we can find the top responders. We can find information about them if we want to, their profile. This basically opens Facebook up to us. It's kind of like we're on the side of Mark Zuckerberg in a way. We can actually see all the different metrics that weren't readily available to us very easily before. All right, we can see who our audience is. So Mischief Shoes is 95% female and 4.3% male. So we can see it's a very female audience, and we can also see the commercial intent of the updates and different parts of that. We could do a group search as well. We could actually go through different groups that people are associated with. We could go through, in this particular case, groups where females are associated with. So we could actually look for groups that we could reach out to advertise our page, advertise our message, or find people that might be interested in what it is that we have. This is data we can all collate into a report and very easily offer a business. Now, is everyone understanding how the software works and why this is useful? Put a big yes in the box right now if you're following along with what we're saying right now. Now, you can also find really cool content that is, and I'm getting a ton of yeses, which is great. And for those of you who are saying kind of, you're going to be able to see very soon how we're actually going to use this data to go out and make money with it. Now, there's also the, when you look at the intent part of this, there's a way of grabbing content that is commercially viable that we could actually use in our page, use for advertising, and a lot of other bits and pieces. But instead of going through that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass on to Eva with a strategy of how to use this on an ongoing basis. All right.
Woohoo! Exciting! I'm back. You have me back. Yeah. Well, basically, I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't really tend to buy very many softwares. I don't really tend to get into too much detail about what sort of softwares Sam buys a lot of the time. The people that have been on the webinars for Zoe Social would have heard me talk a lot about how sort of some of the softwares don't really deliver, and sometimes I kind of tend to keep away from it. And when Sam was actually showing me this, I sort of thought, oh well, I'll give it a try because Zoe Social was so great. So I can't deny that. But I think at first I was a little bit not quite upset, but not totally sold into the concept of what's happening. But I'll be honest with you, there are a couple of reasons why it's very, very different. So I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. Um, anyway, so basically, the after the $49 report we were talking about, what you can tell them that you can do every single month. So these people that you've sold the report to, but the people that say yes, you can tell them that you will produce the exact same report every month for $197. Now, the way to quantify that, the way to actually say, all right, well, is this worth $197? Is within the report, give some suggestions. All right. So, as an example, the software collates all of your total posts on the page. So, let's say if this month it was 300, and next month you make another report and it says 302 total posts, then you know from the statistics that this page only made 2 updates within the month. So it's quite easy to suggest to them that maybe they should start posting a little bit more and post some more engaging content. So small things like that make the upsell a lot more viable. And of course, the last thing that you can do is also offer social media management. So just as an example, you can offer them the report for $197, and then you can upsell $200 to $300 worth of social media posting or management. What can you do for it? Basically, or you can just go into their Facebook page and just make sure that you update every single day. Some of you might have heard about me talking about a business over in Christchurch after the Christchurch earthquakes. They were having a lot of traction coming to their page, but they weren't actually getting much engagement. We managed to increase their reach and engagement by almost 4,000% just by posting once every single day, because they were posting at very ridiculous hours. They were posting, all over the show. Some days there'll be 5 posts, some days there'll be none. So just to get it very, very consistent, you can offer that social media management for those people. Now, the people that say no to your offer and don't want to be upsold, so they bought the report, but they don't actually want to go through and pay extra for the next sort of few months for the reports, still keep them in a list. The reason for it is because you can still communicate with them on an ongoing basis, and then you can upsell them into other services later on. So you can go out and start offering this tomorrow. All you need is the software that Sam just showed you. A couple of things that I did want to sort of say as a bit of a, I guess, like an extra to what I've actually seen since Sam showed me the software. Firstly, one of the really good things about it is that you don't need to be an admin on the page. This is perfect because especially when you're offering services to clients, and especially because you've come out of the blue, you sometimes clients are a little bit adamant to add you on as an admin because they think you might delete them, they think that you might block the page. There's a lot of privacy settings and a lot of sort of fears surrounding social media and Facebook and adding administrators. So the really good thing about this is that as you saw, Sam can search for any Facebook page on Facebook, and you can grab that data from there. So this is data that you cannot see if you are not an admin. The second thing that I was a little bit concerned about is at first I thought that, well, isn't this all available in the analytics on the Facebook page anyway? Not quite. The big key thing about this thing is that firstly it collates all the information for you. So as you saw before, it gives you the total number of posts. There is no place on Facebook that can show you how many posts your page has made. Even with the new layout, you still cannot see it. You still can't see the sort of common percentages of shares and things like that, whereas the software collates it all for you. And lastly, the very, very cool thing about the software that gives you a bit of an extra edge that people will be very, very impressed about is that, like Sam said, you can actually see the personal people. You can see the personal fans. You can see how many times they've engaged. You can then go and see their profile. You can see a lot of information about them. And this is all just from this one software. So you don't even need to be friends with these people. You don't need to be an administrator on the page. And you're doing some really good quality market research. And that's the sort of money that, well, that's the sort of work that businesses do pay thousands of dollars for. And when you come to a business and you offer this to them for just $49, there's not very many people that will say no, because you can literally sign them up for this trial and then sign them up for more ongoing. So even if you only go out and you contact a handful of people today and you sell them the $49 report, and then you upsell them into 6 months of this reporting just for one client, you're already making a lot of money, which is quite exciting. How about this? Let me just give you a little bit of an idea about the conversions that I was talking about. So let's say you find and you email 10 people, and 4 people respond and buy. Let me tell you, sometimes when I use these numbers, it's not quite realistic. But with this report, because it's such a low price, because it's such a good offer, people always want to know more about themselves online and the information that people can find. And this is quite a realistic number. So how about 4 of them respond and buy? Awesome. So you got $49 4 times. Then 2 of them go on to continue because they want to keep getting these analytics, and maybe you might upsell them into some other services. So basically, you've made quite a bit of money in, within that short time frame of having to find the 10 people and then, making sure that they're ready to buy it and sending them through the document. But okay, let's be a little bit more prudent. Let's say if we look at 100 people and only 10% of them buy from you, what happens then? So for about 2 to 3 hours of your time, which is the time that it will take for you to find those people and put together the reports, because there's a lot of things in the software that you can already export as an Excel file and just simply copy and paste into your Word document. So let's just say that you had 10 people come back to you, you just earned $490, and that's not including the upsells that you can make after that. Pretty cool, right? And that's why the conversions are so important. And remember that Excel spreadsheet that I was talking about. Make sure that you write down every single person that you've contacted and what they said, because that way you'll be able to see exactly how many people you contact versus how many people actually buy from you versus how many people go on and upsell, and you're able to upsell to them, because that way you'll be able to project your income, which is really, really quite exciting. So as a recap, make the report template for your $49 report, search for the people and contact them in your area, send them through the offer. So this is a really good thing. So you don't need to call them up. You have very, very minimal amount of contact with them. It's just through email. If you prefer to have meetings with people, awesome. You can still offer the $49 report, but you can even make it a little bit more expensive because you're coming out to see them in person. And as I mentioned before, you don't even need to become an admin on their page, so you can say, I am going to just get the information that's already available online. Little do they know that you have the help of this software to be able to see information that no one else can see. And then you just send them through the report, a one-page report, and upsell them into monthly services. So I'm going to pass on to Sam now. And I hope that was very, very useful. I hope everyone is very excited to be making some money. Just put a big yes into the chat box if you are excited. If you could make $490 for every couple of hours of your time, just for now. Just for now. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. All right. Getting a ton of yeses. All right. I'll be passing you on to Sam now.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for that. Awesome. Now, I'm getting a few questions in the chat box. We're going to be answering questions at the end, so I'll make sure that those are answered. We really like the software. Eva and I, we obviously have thought that there's a lot of value in this. Also, the reporting part of it makes it very interesting when it goes to actually reaching out to clients, and you can see already the potential you can make from this. So what we've decided to do is we've decided to actually, as part of this, offer a number of bonuses with this software today. The cost of the software, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, but we wanted to add even more value to make sure that you guys are really happy. And for me, from my perspective, I want you guys continuing to plug into this information, going out there, using it to make money, and also coming on these webinars, because we're going to have a lot more training webinars on. So I wanted to offer you something really special to make sure that you got a ton of value out of this, and you could literally just pick it up and start going out there and applying the strategy tomorrow. So Eva and I are going to come back together in about a week's time or so, or 2 weeks' time, probably max 12 days. And we're going to be running a workshop. Now, this workshop is going to cover not only the strategy that we went through today, but also a number of other bits and pieces. A lot of client getting information. There's going to be a lot of PPC information in there. There's going to be, it's basically going to be a full-on 2-hour workshop that digs right into what we do in our business, so you can see exactly what we're doing, so you can go out there and make money with that as well. It's going to include a lot more information that we covered today, simply because we have more time. It's going to be 100% content, and it's going to be very useful. So we'll be running that. It's a 10-person limit, and usually when you run a webinar like this, we often have quite a high cost to it, because the information that we do share is very useful, and we actually give you resources and a lot of other bits and pieces to help you implement it in your business. We're also going to be including a newsletter strategy in this. This is for the first 20. We can do this for the first 20. This is a course that I sell for $197, and it basically includes all the different newsletters that you need to go out there and start running a reoccurring money business. We'll be going into this strategy in more detail in the workshop, but you'll be able to use this from the start. It's got training in there. This is a strategy I actually initially learned from Eva, all about how to generate reoccurring monthly income. So if you want all the resources to go out and do that, it's a perfect add-on for the reporting system that you'll be offering with Social Control. Also, FB Webinars is going to be included as a bonus today, where you can run webinars inside of Facebook. So if you've wanted to ever run webinars in Facebook, this is going to be available. WP Buzz Machine is going to be available as well. So you'll be able to go out there and create really cool looking landing pages where you can basically drive leads to it. You can do this for businesses, and it's a great way of generating more leads in your business. There's also Motion Opt-in. If you've seen those the PayPal homepage, it's basically got this moving person on it. If you want to be able to create that same effect in your opt-in pages, this is what's going to be included as part of this as well. eCover Creator, we're also going to be adding this in as a special bonus today. This is going to give you the ability to create digital e-covers for your business. So if you're doing this for a business, or if you're applying any of these marketing techniques for a business, you'll be able to create these really cool looking e-covers. Timeline opt-in, so you'll be able to create sweepstakes. You'll be able to create custom apps over Facebook. WP opt-in, which is basically gives you the ability to create landing pages. So all of this stuff is helping you improve the services that you offer to businesses, also helping your business to be able to do a lot more functional things online. All right, you'll have a number of themes, you'll have a number of different softwares that will allow you to create really cool looking features in Facebook. This is FB Survey, which basically gives you the ability to create survey pages inside of Facebook. And finally, FB Local Hub, which gives you the ability to create themes, and Logo Kit Creator, which gives you the ability to create logos, even if you're not a designer, really quickly and really easily. So there's a ton of value in this package. We've literally compiled a ton of information today. Now, it's not going to be $137. The price has actually increased for Social Control since last time we offered this. It's now $167, but you're going to get all of this included in it, so you can literally go out tomorrow and start implementing this in your business with all of these bonuses added as well. So there's a huge amount of value in this. So when you go to the page of Social Control, you're going to see this here. It's the $167 package. It gives you access to the full app itself, the desktop app. It also gives you a ton of training and a number of other tools to go along with it as well. They've actually compiled a really long list of tools, which is going to be great for implementing in your business. So with that said, put a big yes in the box if you want to be part of that first 10 to go on the workshop. It's going to be a really close group, all right? We want to be able to bring you on to talk if necessary, ask questions and answer them for your business right now. Put a big yes in the box if you want to get access to this and all of the bonuses today that are offered on this webinar. You'll be able to go out here, implement the software immediately, do all the reporting that you want as well, and everything else that's included with this today. Awesome. Getting some yeses coming in. So if you want to get access to this today, go to socialpostlab.com/control. socialpostlab.com/control. I'll just put it in the chat box right now. and you'll be able to see this in chat box right now. So if you have any questions, let us know. And once you've come in, just so we can secure you and make sure you've got one of those spots, put an I'm in the box as you're coming in today. All of these bonuses are really going to help you go out there and start making money. And also the newsletters bonus is going to give you the ability to basically have all the resources that you need to go out there and make money. Awesome. Shlomo has got in. Fantastic, Shlomo. Welcome. That's awesome. We already have a number of people that have come in. Darren got in on the last webinar that we did showcasing this, and it's the reason that we did this follow-up to make sure that everyone got the chance to get access to it. Awesome. Jay is in. Fantastic, Jay. That's awesome. Welcome. That's excellent. And Forrest, yes, you will be as well. Forrest already got in, and Francis got in earlier. Fantastic. Awesome. Cool. Now the monthly, it's a one-off fee, $7, 167 one-off fee. This software closes down on Sunday for good. So if you don't get it before Sunday, it's going to be gone. So make sure that you get access before Sunday. But this bonus is just for the webinar today. Cool. Now, Simon, Social Post Lab workshop, that was that you basically are going to get that in the members area. We've already done 2 webinars for that, so that'll be inside the members area. Thomas, welcome. Fantastic. Awesome. And that's excellent. Fantastic. Welcome, Thomas. Now, Eric, there should have been an email that you got about the Skype group. So check your email. Otherwise, I'll give you an email again after this webinar. Awesome. Pete's in. Fantastic. And excited. Clifton's in as well. Excellent. So I've got a few more spots left for that first 10. So make sure if you're on there right now, get access right now. A lot of people are coming in right now. So make sure that you are getting access now if you're getting in. Awesome. Now, Jack has already got in. Fantastic. Yes, Jack, yeah, you'll have access to that workshop. Everyone who's got in previously is getting access to these bonuses as well. So yeah, if there's anything extra that's added, then you'll be getting access to that as well. Cool. Donna, it's active right now. So check your email. I sent out an email to everyone, so you should get access to that. If anyone was on that first webinar where I offered this, there was an email that was sent out to you, but I'll double check and make sure. I'll email you personally after this webinar if you've said that you didn't get that. Awesome. Now, Simon, the new webinar will be added into the workshops. They're getting added in tonight, Simon. So, yep, you can look out for those there. Rance is in. Fantastic, Rance. That's awesome. Welcome. That's great. Cool. Richard, yep, I've got your message there. And Jack, yep, I got you this morning. That's been added. Fantastic. All right. Okay, cool. Now, if you did get access previously and you haven't got an email for me, it looks like there's about 5 to 7 of you, so I'll make sure that I get an email out to everyone else. I'll send it out again to make sure that everyone you all get it. So, yep, no problem. And Forrest, yep, yeah, I'll make sure that's added in. Cool. Excellent. All right. So if you're getting in right now, socialpostlab.com/control, socialpostlab.com/control. We've already had a lot of people come in on this webinar. I've been seeing a lot of I'm-ins coming in. So if you are getting access, make sure that you get in access right now. There's probably just a few spots left for that